So I think we're going to go now to our first polling question.
Here is our first polling question. How much did the IRS increase the value of MJ's name, likeness, rights of publicity over the estate tax value? Your options are 200%, 2,000%, 200,000%, or 20 million%. Okay, so the results for the polling question are in. 23% of the audience chose 200%, 40% of the audience chose 2,000%, 18% chose 200,000%, and 19% of our viewers chose 20 million%. So speakers, what do you think of these interesting answers?
Well, it is a surprising. It's surprising that we've got such an array of answers. The true answer itself is the most surprising of all. So the true answer is the deficiency, notice of deficiency provided for a 20 million% increase in value over the returned value. And you can see that, you know, the estate returned the value of Michael Jackson's name and likeness, one of the most famous performers ever, at $2,000. Whereas the IRS in its notice of deficiency provided for a value of over $400 million. So I think we're ready for our second polling question here.
Thank you, Laura. So our next question is, which of the following factors would not influence the valuation of one's name, likeness, right of publicity? Is it first choice? Historical cash flow, reasonably noble post-death increase in value, highest and best use of right of publicity, or exploitation of right of publicity after death? Okay, so your 30 seconds have concluded, and here are the results of the poll. 10% answered historical cash flow, 11% decided on reasonable noble post-death increase in value, 32% went with highest and best use of the right of publicity, and almost half went with exploitation of right of publicity after death, with 40% of the vote. Speakers, what do you think of those answers?
Well, the audience got it right. It's the last one, because keep in mind, we're talking about highest and best use. So if the family and the heirs are not planning to exploit the artist or the celebrity's name and likeness, us as a valuation expert, we don't get to consider that. We have to look at highest and best use. So this really is a knife that cuts both ways, and the heirs may be sitting there saying, gosh, we really weren't planning on doing any of this, and yet it may result in a much higher estate value because highest and best use.
So I think we have one more polling question.
Yes, this is going to be our last polling question today, and it's a true or false question. So true or false, one's name, likeness, right of publicity is a capital asset instead of property created by one's personal efforts. Okay, so the results are in. So 67% of our viewers chose true as the answer, and the other 33% went for false. I'll send it back to the floor for their ideas on that.
Well, it sounds like our audience was right again.
And paying attention.
And paying attention,
yeah.
yeah. So it's an interesting area. And again, as we've been emphasizing, really looking to state law to determine what we have here.